We got the Big Ten tournament coming up this weekend, and I could not be more fired up about it. I got 5 audacious takes. Let's break it down. Audacious take number 1. At 125 pounds, Spencer Lee is going to pin his way through the Big Ten tournament. And I know what you're thinking. You might be saying, Jesse, he's already pinned all these guys. That's not that audacious. He literally did that this season. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, but we just don't see dominance like we've seen from Spencer Lee that often. And this is a very, very deep field. I mean, this 125-pound bracket is basically an NCAA tournament preview. Outside of Patrick Glory and Brandon Courtney, I mean, these are the guys that are going to be competing to end up on the All-American podium. I mean, you have Liam Cronin, Matt Ramos, Eric Barnett, Patrick McKee, Michael D'Agostino. These are guys that are going to be wrestling in the blood round. They're going to be wrestling in that 3rd, 5th, and 7th place matches to see where they're going to end up on that All-American podium. And so even though Spencer Lee has done it before, if he can pin his way through this tournament, that is going to be one heck of a tournament. All right, audacious take number 2. We got to go down to 141 pounds. Brock Hardy is going to win the Big Ten tournament. And at this weight class, Real Woods, Bo Bartlett, and Brock Hardy are pretty heavy favorites in my opinion, or at least a very clear tier 1 group of guys. I'd be pretty surprised if all 3 don't make the semifinals. And so we're going to get to see the Bo Bartlett versus Brock Hardy match that we didn't get to see in the regular season. And Brock Hardy is fairly aggressive when he's attacking on his feet. So there's a little bit of concern with Bo Bartlett's defense and his reattack. But if Brock Hardy can get past Bo Bartlett, I like Brock Hardy to beat Real Woods in the Big Ten finals. Now, if you remember back to Brock Hardy and Real Woods' regular season match, Brock Hardy got the first takedown. He locked up a cradle, and he was taking Real Woods to his back before Real Woods was able to turn it on him and get a reversal and some back points of his own. And then Brock Hardy was never really able to dig himself out of the hole. And if Brock Hardy's going to pull off the upset, he can't give up the cross wrist and give up a cheap tilt. And another audacious take is if you're watching this video right now and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet. Do you like wrestling? Hit the subscribe button. All right, going into audacious take number 3. And that takes us down to 157 pounds. Audacious take is Colby Seabrick and Levi Haynes make the Big Ten tournament finals. So Colby has a pretty tough path here. His first match is going to be to a very solid Paddy Gallagher, but Colby on the year has continued to get better. And so if he makes the semifinals with Peyton Robb, I think with Colby's big move ability, his ability to throw guys and put guys on their back, it could make up for an interesting match against Peyton Robb. Now, I do think Peyton Robb's a little bit too positionally sound for that to happen, but when Colby has nothing to lose and everything to gain, that big move ability is always going to be a threat. If Levi Haynes meets Kendall Coleman in the semifinals, I think Levi Haynes definitely moves on to the finals. If Will Luwan beats Kendall Coleman in the quarterfinals, it could be a little bit closer and a little bit trickier for Levi Haynes to get that win. It was a really, really tight match in their regular season duel. Will Luwan wrestles everyone close. It's going to come down to probably one exchange. But even then, I like Levi Haynes to advance to the finals. And whether he wrestles Colby Seabrick or Peyton Robb, I like Levi Haynes to win his first Big Ten tournament. All right, so that takes us into audacious take number 4, moving on to 184 pounds. Lenny Pinto at the number 7 seed makes the finals opposite Aaron Brooks. The 184-pound weight class is pretty cut and dry, as Aaron Brooks is a huge favorite, and I really don't see anyone being able to push him for the Big Ten title. Caleb Romero can wrestle Aaron Brooks pretty close, but this is Aaron Brooks' weight. That quarterfinal match of Lenny Pinto versus Caleb Romero could be really, really interesting. And I've seen some flashes from Lenny Pinto this year to make me think he could go on a run at the Big Ten tournament or at the national tournament. So I could see him making the finals here opposite Aaron Brooks. Ultimately, that's where his run ends, and Aaron Brooks is going to win the Big Ten tournament. And that's going to take us to the fifth and final audacious take at 285 pounds. The big three become the big four to include Lucas Davison. Lucas Davison almost beat Tony Cassiope in their regular season match, and he wrestled Mason Paris really tough at the Cliff King Las Vegas Invitational. And while I think Mason Paris ultimately beats Lucas Davison in these semifinals, I think Lucas Davison keeps it really close. And when he falls to the backside, he beats Tony Cassiope in the third place match to take third at the Big Ten tournament, making people think going into the national tournament, what would a match of Lucas Davison look like versus Greg Kirby? Those are my 5 audacious takes for the Big Ten tournament. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are your audacious takes? What's something crazy that you think could happen in the Big Ten tournament coming up? Make sure you tune in this Saturday and Sunday. Let's watch some wrestling. I'll see you in the next video.